can you talk to me a little bit about what we should be looking for, or at least what is the problem when it comes to, we've got the scope of work and then we've got the bid, and then things aren't, something gets dropped and now all of a sudden I'm in trouble.
Well, where the issue lies in that is that, generally speaking, a contractor thinks they're hired to do their bid. And legally, the bid is not part of your agreement at all. So you get a project, you review the scope of work you're doing, you submit a bid, you get back a contract. Attached to that contract is a scope. Mm-hmm. So you are hired to do the scope. And very rarely are the documents that you bid the same documents that are the scope. And it could be just a little bit different. It could be a lot different. And so what I always tell my clients is that when you get that scope and that subcontract back, review it as if you were reviewing a new bid. See if there's anything additional or anything like that. Because the bid, what I always get, like, that wasn't in my bid. And I have to tell my client, it really doesn't matter what was in your bid, because it doesn't become part of the documents. You're hired to do your scope. So let's look and see what's in the scope. And for a lot of the time, for the first time when they're coming to me, is the first time they're looking at that scope. And that's where we get in trouble, because the scope, even it might be just a little bit different. It might be a lot different because there's, requests for information, or there's a different draft of the plans. So review that scope as if you were reviewing a new bid. If it doesn't match, I have a great class on this at Subcontractor Institute. Send an email saying, hey, my bid, when you sent over the bid in those documents, it didn't include XYZ. If you want me to do XYZ, it's going to be an additional amount. And I have a form in there that you can use. And you send that over and say, hey, I'm willing to do this, but it's going to be my contract amount has to increase. And then here's the other thing is that don't sign the first contract they send. Because a lot of time it'll be like, oh yeah, we'll get to that later. Just sign the contract you have. No. What you sign is what will be used, is the agreement that you enter into. And the fact that somebody told you they would fix it later on won't be enforceable at all. So send that email requesting the additional amount, wait to get the new subcontract, and then sign the new one. And if they're in a hurry, say, hey, all I'm waiting is on you to send me that new contract. Don't get trapped into signing the existing one when you know it's going to cost you more.